I don't know if you guys are going to like this kind of content on the channel, but I find it interesting and a great way to provoke responses from you guys on CSGO versus CS2. In case you don't know, we go to tons of gaming events or try and make it to as many esports events as possible, including this past weekend at DreamHack Atlanta, which also had a CS event, that being ESL Challengers Atlanta, which was awesome. And I went to the BYOC area to try and find some counterstrike players. This one in particular, a lad named Bernie with over 8,000 hours on the game, including in CS2, and I asked him what are his thoughts on CSGO versus CS2, and what do you guys think?
When it comes to playing CS, how many hours you got?
8,000.
8,000?
8,000.
So what does a guy like you think of CS2 so far?
Okay, so right now everyone's comparing the end of Global Offensive with like CS2 starting, and Global Offensive, it had problems, but it had 10 years worth of fixes and updates to fix it. I played Global Offensive on the Xbox 360 because it came out on consoles first. And compared to that, when it first came out, CS2's a lot better. There's a lot of things to improve upon. Namely, getting shot behind walls is really frustrating. But I think it's a necessary evil. I think that Global Offensive, from what I know about Valve, from what I know about, like, I used to play Team Fortress 2 almost as much as Counter-Strike, and like TF2 was so hard to update because of just all the like spaghetti. So I think giving Source 2 kind of a fresh start so that they can now iterate and build upon that, I think long term it'll be so much better.
And I just found it very interesting because we see a variety of responses out there. I would love to interview more folks at LANs, and I'm sure there would be some CS2 haters, but a lot of those are still going to recognize at least some of what he said of us comparing the old greatness of CSGO to CS2, and CS2 really still being in its infancy. And not everyone has to agree with him. The main point of sharing this is for you guys to give your overall thoughts too, but it was cool to sit down face to face with someone as both CS fans and like kind of get his thoughts. It was also thanks to our sponsor, that being Zero In. We were actually at the event, and that's how we landed the interview, because the same guy who talked about CS2 versus CSGO also had his own homemade AWP Asimov, as you guys saw on the table, that he spent about a week in total planning and printing and putting together, which I thought was really cool to see in person.
What is up, peeps? We're back here at DreamHack with yet another interview thanks to Zero In. Get rid of that brain fog, a great organic caffeine, and thanks to them, we are here doing some amazing interviews. And I saw you from a mile away with this thing walking around. If you don't mind giving a quick introduction to yourself.
My name is Bernie Promod. I am a part-time software developer, full-time headshot machine.
And I saw you walking from a long ways away because you got this beautiful AWP Asimov in front of us, and I had to ask you a few questions about it. So, do you make CS skins for a side thing? How long have you been making CS skins? Can you give us some more details?
This is the first successful attempt at making a CS skin. I don't make it from scratch. Like I didn't model this. I found the model, printed it, and assembled it. But it took. It's not painted. The orange, the black, and the white are different filaments, and then assembled together mostly with magnets. And it took a total, just printing, I think it took a total of like 55 hours. Assembling it probably took 30 minutes. Like, I'm not counting waiting for the glue to dry. Just like all these black spots are pegs that are holding. Because if you look at it from the top down, it's like thin layers that are sandwiched kind of together and held in place. But I'm really happy with how it came out.
And you said first successful attempt. And so how long in total between successful printings, unsuccessful ones, and also putting it together, how much time you put into actually getting this one right?
So counting the previous op I made, which was technically like the Team Fortress 2 op, because that one, it's a lot bigger, it's a lot more like iconic looking. That one took 2 weeks, and it was the first thing I've printed that was like, let's put this together and see if I could do it. That took 3 weeks. And a few months later, I have a lot more experience under my belt. This start on Monday, probably ended Thursday or Friday.
Wow, okay, so
like
being a software engineer helps when putting together complicated things.
Reading the instructions and like not, it ain't like Legos anymore. I can't skip ahead a few steps. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I see how they got there. I still have a problem with this, but it's like I have to read every individual line and make sure I don't miss anything.
And so if any of you guys are interested, his name is Bernie ProMod on Twitter. I don't know if he is going to make other things for people. Sometimes people do, sometimes they don't. He really just enjoyed. He also, I believe him and someone he was with, I think it was his cousin, they were also dressing up for the CS event as CTs and Ts. When they first walked up, they were like, oh yeah, tomorrow we're going to be terrorists. And I was like, what do you mean? And so, yeah, it was a great time. And that is a CS player with over 8,000 hours. Thoughts on CS2 versus CSGO? Do you guys agree or disagree? And if you like more of this, please leave a like and a comment down below. And I'll see you back here tomorrow with more CS news. Take care.